And once he was rolled over to his back, he started shaking, and then he stopped talking, and then he was rushed to the emergency room.
Which is better, a life pursued or one left to pursue? The unpredictable nature of MMA is so bloody real that it is filled with survival stories, both for the winner and the defeated. But it doesn't match the stories of resilience these scarred athletes hold. Number 10. Evangelista Santos. Evangelista Santos is a Brazilian MMA fighter, better known by his MMA nickname Cyborg. He had a long career spanning almost 2 decades, from 1997 to 2016. Santos won 14 of his 21 fights by knockout, showcasing his aggressive fighting style. However, in 2016, during his fight at Bellator 158 in London, he faced Michael Page in a fight that unfortunately turned things around. Page landed a devastating flying knee that knocked Santos unconscious and caused a skull fracture. The severe injury forced him to hang up his gloves in 2017. The X-ray results of his injury quickly went viral. Number 9. Chris Holdsworth. Are you an updated viewer of mainstream MMA programming? Then Chris Holdsworth is surely a frequent presence that you must have noticed. This is true, as Holdsworth is among the primary coaches at Team Alpha Male alongside Urja Faber and Danny Castillo. However, prior to becoming a full-time coach at TAM, Holdsworth was an MMA standout who dominated the show, winning all 3 of his fights in the Ultimate Fighting House by submission. Actually, according to Holdsworth, one ill-advised illegal knee from his competitive sparring opponent, TJ Dillashaw, left him with this post-concussion syndrome that likely ended his MMA career. Number 8. Cain Velasquez. Cain Velasquez is probably the most popular modern examples of an MMA career cut short due to injury. He is a 2-time UFC heavyweight champion known to his fans as Cardio Cain, with his pace and volume in a weight class that lacked both. Velasquez quickly gained fame. To keep up the pace, he pushed himself to the limit in training, which led to a list of injuries over his career. His injuries included a torn rotator cuff, a sprained MCL, a torn meniscus, bone spurs in his back, and another freak knee injury on his way to the canvas after getting hit by Francis Ngannou's uppercut in his final fight. At the age of 37, Velasquez retired from MMA. Number 7. TJ Grant. Those new to MMA may wonder why they've never heard of TJ Grant. That's because Grant's career ended just as he rose to fame, and unlike many of the names we have mentioned, the career path leading up to his retirement was not gradual. His skills made him an interesting style partner for then champion Benson Henderson and future champion Anthony Pettis. The fight against Henderson was scheduled to take place at UFC 164 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but he was forced to withdraw due to injury. After Pettis became champion, the UFC attempted a Grant vs. Pettis match on Fox 9 in Sacramento, California, but Grant was forced out again, this time with a severe concussion. Pitiful, right? Number 6. CJ Hancock. On November 3rd in Houston, MMA witnessed one of the scariest injuries with CJ Hancock, one that didn't arise from physical contact. This happened during the 2nd round of his fight with Charlie Ontiveros. Clovis CJ Hancock, a 32-year-old fighting for the regional Legacy Fighting Alliance promotion, collapsed onto his back and went into cardiac arrest. Then his kidneys failed. Although Hancock is now healing, his MMA career is unfortunately over. Number 5. Travis Lutter. Travis Lutter, aka the serial killer, earned a strong reputation on the grappling circuit with a highly successful run in combat sports. However, things took a bad turn for this 4th-degree Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt during his post-UFC career in 2010, when he faced fellow UFC veteran Rafael Natal Lutter had complained of experiencing a strange neck spasm the night before the fight. Later, doctors informed Lutter that he had previously suffered an undetected fractured vertebrae. Since then, Lutter was forced to hang up his gloves for good, retiring from the sport with a 10-6 record. Number 4. Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping's late career comeback was truly one of the most remarkable turnarounds in MMA history. Despite never being an easy opponent, it was truly amazing to see how he found his way to the middleweight title at the age of 37 and defeated the heavily favored Luke Rockhold with a first-round knockout. Vitor Belfort, who was in the midst of his TRT-assisted tear through the middleweight division at the time, had kicked Bisping in the head so hard that it put the long-term vision in his right eye at risk. Eventually, he retired after a first-round knockout to Kelvin Gastelum, which caused issues with his other healthier eye. Although he is happily retired and fortunate to be in good health, Bisping has confirmed that his fighting career, as he knew it, came to an end once he realized that his left eye, the better of the two, was at a serious level of risk. Number 3. James Tahuna. James Tahuna wasn't exactly in the best of spots during his UFC career by the time he came to fight Steve Bossy. In that matchup against Bossy, things went from bad to worse as it took just 52 seconds for his opponent to connect with a fight-ending blow, bringing down the curtain on Tahuna with a deftly timed right hook, resulting in 0-3 multiple concussions over a long stretch of his career were pointed to as the reason behind his condition of suspected bleeding in the brain. He was unfortunately struck with the symptom of forgetfulness that followed him for another month after the fight, leading to his eventual retirement from the sport shortly. Number 2. Jeff Dunbar. December 17th, 2011 was a dark day in Jeff Dunbar's life. In the 9th of 11 scheduled flights at December 17th Fight Card Entertainment event, fellow fighter Rudy Bahena clung to Dunbar's back, torqued a standing rear naked choke, and had his opponent desperate enough to try the unthinkable. He is reportedly paralyzed since the event, thus ending his MMA career. Number 1. Cody Stevens. Cody Stevens' injury in 2018 is considered the worst in MMA history. Stevens fought against Aaron Mitchell and was the victim of an eye poke from his opponent. But this particular incident was much worse because Mitchell's thumb went past Stevens' eye and into the socket itself. Although initially, his eye was medically determined to be removed due to the damage suffered by the poke, doctors were able to suture it together. Due to growing pain in his eye and the fact it's not healing, he is considering having his eyeball removed. So, which injury caught your eye? If we missed out on any, leave them as comments along with your thoughts. Like and subscribe for more. We'll catch you next time.